Good morning, APers. How's everyone? I'm sure you're not possibly awake, I suppose. Anyway, I'm going to do 2 videos for you to finish off this section, and then tomorrow, Friday, green and white, we are going to fill in some gaps, okay? So the first thing I want to do is going to be on numbers 4 and 5, and then the second video will be on number 6 about the fall campaign, which is where we're also going to spend some time in class, but I want to give you some stuff too. So you will be responsible for this stuff on this test thing that I'm going to come up with for Monday, Tuesday. So obviously if you have questions, just let me know either in class or through email or whatever. So our first thing, and we kind of talked about some of this when we talked about voting right at the end of the hour on Thursday, Friday, or Monday, Tuesday, is the difference between a primary and a caucus. Every state has some sort of contest where they decide, here's who we want to be the nominee, the person who's going to run in the fall. So we're still in the spring here. Choosing the candidate, not choosing the office holder. Okay. So a primary like we have, where you privately vote, you cannot be electioneered. Electioneering simply means somebody trying to convince you right as you go in or right before you go in or as you're in there, here's how you should vote, here's who you should vote for, and things like that. You're supposed to be on your own. And then lastly, we have 2 different types of primaries. Just real quick, I'm not going to worry about it too much. But open versus closed. Basically, open is where you go in and you get a ballot with everybody on it. You can choose, you could choose Joe Biden, and you could also choose Eric Holcomb, and you could choose, whatever Republican, Democrat you wanted to. A closed primary, you have to declare a party. I want a Republican ballot, please. And you go and you can vote for Holcomb, and you can vote for Trump, and you can vote for down the line, or you choose Democrat. It doesn't mean you're a Republican or a Democrat. It has nothing to do with what you do in the fall. It simply allows you to, or forces you, I guess, to choose which which party's ballot you want to go at to vote for. At that time, okay. A caucus, on the other hand, not as many states have caucuses. They're kind of complicated. And I'm going to attach a video of a caucus in action. And you guys, if you remember, I told you sort of how it goes real quick right at the end of the hour. But basically, you go in, you declare a party, and then you go listen to a bunch of speeches. These people are saying, here's why you should vote for my guy, here's why you should vote for my woman, my guy, and so on, so on, so on. After that, then you sort of select where you want to vote. So you go by sitting at these tables, and again, this video is going to show you. The guy's really dorky, but it helps. And then if your candidate is viable, if you remember I gave you that term, meaning they have enough votes to be counted, then you stay. If they're not, then you have to get up and you do your second choice, or your third or fourth, or however it goes. But the big difference here is that the vote is not private. You, in full view of the town or whatever, your neighbors, you declare, here's who I'm voting for, which, some people like, some people don't. I suppose if you lived in those states, you would get used to it. Okay, so just know the basic differences here. But they're both doing the same thing, and that is to select a nominee, a person who's going to run, Joe Biden versus Donald Trump. Okay. The second thing here on number 5 is the convention, and we don't spend much time on conventions anymore. They used to be a big deal, a lot of drama, who's going to win and all this. But now, because of primaries, so primaries have basically knocked out conventions as far as being anything other than just a rubber stamp. Here's what we think. Here's what the voters have said, so we're just going to simply vote. But the 3 things that do happen technically, and last time this happened virtually, but normally they're in person. It's this big party and all these dorky political things and so on, is they adopt a platform. Okay, a platform is simply a list of, here's how the Democrats, here's how the Republicans feel about these issues. On abortion, we believe this. On gun control, we believe this, and so on and so on and so on. Okay? which normally is completely ignored after it's adopted. The nominee, whoever it is going to be like, okay, I don't care about this, or I do care about this, but they don't really. It's just this sort of statement of principles. Okay. Secondly, they actually choose the nominee, although normally by this time, if Trump, we all knew, and Biden by April, frankly, we knew. It was just more of a, I don't want to use the word coronation, but everybody knew it was going to happen. So all we do is each state goes through Alabama, they vote, 42 votes for Joe Biden, and then Alaska comes in and votes, and then all the way down the line. And as soon as you get a majority of the delegates, which are the people that you're voting for here, by the way, who actually go and do the voting, then you're the nominee. And they give a speech and yada, 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 all that stuff. The only thing that sometimes, and even this one wasn't really a mystery, sorry, a little trouble. But it was a little bit of drama because who's he going to pick? We knew it was going to be female because he already said it. We guessed it was going to be someone of color because of all the things that had happened in the previous couple of months. But they announced the vice presidential pick. And the thing I would say about vice presidential picks is you think about why they choose who they choose, okay? And often I would focus here on the word balance, okay? Kamala Harris is female, Joe Biden's male. Kamala Harris is black, Joe Biden's white. Kamala Harris is younger and more vibrant. Joe Biden is not as much. And you think about Pence and Trump. Pence is younger, but it was more, think temperament. And lots of things here, but everything that Donald Trump is, Mike Pence is not. Whether that's good or bad, I suppose, is up to you. Could be Pence is more conservative, and Trump's more that kind of thing. In theory, Harris is more liberal than Biden. I think that's probably been true in voting. It could be geography. Sometimes if you need to want to try to win a certain state, or if you want to try to do strong in a certain region, you might pick someone. That was more like JFK picking Lyndon Johnson because he wanted to make sure to try to help him win Texas, which he did. So you think about balance, or you think about providing a certain strength. W. Bush chose Dick Cheney, who was Secretary of Defense during the Gulf War, the first Gulf War. And when the 9/11 happened, Cheney was a big deal in that, instrumental in that war with Iraq and Afghanistan, and planning that and all that kind of stuff. So sometimes it's about expertise, but normally it's simply about balance, or frankly, somebody who's not going to be a big challenge, if you will, or in the way. Kind of Obama and Biden, a little bit that was age, but it was also sort of, no offense to Mr. Biden, but as obvious Obama was the star, as it was obvious that Trump was the star with Pence. So sometimes you want somebody that's not going to get in your spotlight. Okay, any questions on those? Like I said, the next video was going to be on ads, and then I'm going to post some links to ads, and if we get time tomorrow and Friday, I'm going to show you some ads. If not, I'll just post them all online to give you some ideas about what kind of things are running here. All right, bye.